Welcome back all to episode number 7. It's normally considered a lucky number 7, and in good news, bit of luck for this episode. Now you'll notice there's no box traditionally where there normally would be a box. Well, don't worry about it, there is a box. We will be doing an unboxing today. I'll get into why we're doing an unboxing and why it's lucky in a little while. But first things first, wanted to get you up to date and keep you up to date with the current pickups for the collection. So following on from a previous video where I picked up the Han Solo frozen in carbonite from Empire Strikes Back, which I said was one of my favourite movies of all time. I also went a little bit further into digging into the world of Star Wars, and for the 40th anniversary of Empire Strikes Back, we had a release of Princess Leia, and it's Princess Leia in a Bespin outfit. There's a few from this line. There's Luke Skywalker and Yoda, and there's another Han and Leia. I think they're both from Hoth, but I think that's probably where I'll cap out on the Star Wars line. But I wanted to get this one in the collection, so let's take a closer look at it. And there she is, Princess Leia in all of her glory. Again, works very, very well with my love of that movie, and also works very, very well with my Han Solo frozen in carbonite, because this is the part of the story where they've been to Bespin, where I guess the two ultimately connect before the tragedy that befalls them afterwards. A fantastic little pop. Star Wars franchise I love. Won't get too many pops in the collection, so I'm trying to keep it to particular movie moments, or probably particularly Empire Strikes Back. So Princess Leia now proudly in the collection. And hopefully you'll notice that that's a new feature for the show. I wanted to give you guys a chance to actually see the pops up close. I realised that a lot of this is about unboxing and the surprise and showing the pops as they come out, but setting it up with a camera here on top of the boxes, yeah, you get to see them in the box, but I thought it might be quite nice for people to actually see the pops up close and personal and give you a little bit more flesh out on what it is. So with that in mind, I've got my second pickup for the week. Again, something from a film I love. I think this is probably coming across, is that a lot of this is nostalgia for films you love. Well, this is a film that is perpetually in my top 5 films of all time, and it's one I had my eye on from the minute I started collecting. Not an expensive pop, and there is a more expensive one out there that I do plan on getting my hands on at some time, but it's Tyler Durden from Fight Club holding his bar of soap. And funny enough, my drink also follows that motif. So again, let's have a little look at Tyler Durden outside of the box. So here he is in all his glory, Tyler Durden, a character played by Brad Pitt in the movie Fight Club. As I said, a movie I love. If it's a movie you haven't seen, heartily recommend you going out and watching it. The other pop from this line is the Edward Norton character, known as the narrator. Now that was actually a chase for this figure, and holds a chunky bit more value than this, and I will pick up at some day, but I kind of had a punt at this one, hoping there was a chance I'd hit the chase, and I didn't. So that will at some point probably appear on my most wanted list, although that list is mega long, regardless of just having 6 on the side. So Tyler Durden holding the soap, which actually says on it Fight Club. Fantastic little pop. Really chuffed to have him in the collection. And with the magic of editing, a box appears. So at the beginning of the show, this is lucky number 7, and well, why is it lucky? It's just a cardboard box, isn't it? Well, I spoke before about Facebook groups and how they're a good community build up. It's people who have similar interests. You can do a lot of trading, you can do a lot of selling. Well, also quite a few of the Facebook groups do what's akin to a raffle. So you'll buy some tickets, and it's often like a spin the wheel, and if your name comes up, you get a chance to win the prize, the offered prize. So I did this on one of the Facebook groups, and it's a Facebook group run by DB Pops. Lovely labelling. Top lad. Really good guy to deal with. I've done a couple of sales and trades with him, and I would say that his Facebook group is a really nice place to go. People are really chatty, really friendly. I've never come across anyone being sort of toxic or anyone trying to take advantage of anyone else. He provides a nice kind of stable Facebook group atmosphere for it, and I imagine he's had to deal with some dicks in his time, and I imagine he got rid of those dicks very, very quickly. But as I say, personally dealing with him, he's absolutely fantastic. So what's in the box? Well, he run a raffle, £2 a ticket. And apologies if people don't like the term raffle. It's just the best term I can think of to describe it. And it was for a figure I've already got. It was for the Blacklight White Rabbit from Alice in Wonderland. Now, I got that with my FunCon convention group, which I've done on the video. However, that was part of it. And also, you got a £50 Marvel mystery box. And I quite like Marvel, as we all know, and I quite like mystery boxes. So I thought, do you know what? I'll buy a couple of tickets. I don't do all of them, and in fact, to be honest, there are games running every day. Especially DB Pops has quite a lot, and it is a fun way, and it is a very cheap way of actually trying to increase your collection. But you know, your luck's going to run out, and I'd done a couple of across my months of collecting and never really got close to it. So anyway, I thought I'd buy a couple of tickets, and lo and behold, I was late to watch it live because you can see the draw live, and can't remember, I think I was coming home from work or something like that, and I was quite shocked to see that I was in like the last four. And in this one, there were two prizes. I think there was a runners-up prize. I think a £30 Marvel mystery box. But yeah, I was quite shocked to see myself in the last four. I'm quite amazed because, you know, I don't win a lot of these sort of things. And my name kept staying in there, and voila, I won. So there is some mystery and some non-mystery to this. As I say, there is a pop in here that I know that I've won, but the rest, as they say, is a total mystery. So let's pop this open and let's see what we get. Oh, trusty blunt Stanley knife, obviously. This is going to be the downfall of me one day, this Stanley knife. I can feel it. I can feel it in my bones. That sweet, sweet pop when you actually get through. And again, you know, like, you can't criticise someone who's packaged well, except for when you're trying to cut the box open on video. And then you go, oh, I wish this wasn't cut so well. Right, hopefully I should be all the way through. Idiot. No, I'm not. Cutting that like a left-hander. Blimey, the boy has packaged well. I feel like I should, again, do some great editing here. And apologies for the transitions from the pops to back to the video. Weren't great. First time doing it, so I'll suck it. Oh, here we go. Packaging away. Right, I'm going to try and look away so as not to see things. Right, so and did I say a Marvel mystery box? Sorry, it was a mystery box, and bless him, he actually said to us, "What do I collect?" And so I said, "Well, send us whatever you want." I'm a big fan of letting them decide. So bubble wraps. Now I'm picking this one first because I did see out the corner of my eye the black box of a Blacklight Funko. So it is the one that I already have, but the one that I am relatively happy to get in the collection because it was the main prize, and it is the Alice in Wonderland Blacklight Funko. Now, what this will allow me to do is allow me to show off the pop because I didn't have the ability last time. So let's have a look and see what it looks like out the box. And here he is in all of his black light glory, the White Rabbit from Alice in Wonderland. As I say, nice to get a chance to show the pop off because I hadn't even thought of doing this when I first picked him up from the convention. Currently trending at £49 and tends to fluctuate between sort of £45 to £55. As I say, for this one, I do already have one of them in the collection, so potentially be looking to trade this on or sell him. But the Blacklight Pops are divisive, I would say, and when I say divisive, there is a whole lot of love for them, but also I think those that don't like them don't like them. I would show off its black lightedness, but I don't have the ability to do that as such. But distinctive colour to him, and as I say, a very popular pop, and probably the most popular pop of the more common-esque range from the FunCon convention. Now, one thing that I did forget is quite often what people do. I think you've seen it before on some of the mystery boxes I've got from the bigger companies where they put in sweeties. Well, I have just had a rustle around in here while I was off camera, and the boy has taken good care of me. He's put in a number of sweeties for my greediness later, so thanks very much for that, mate. I will be especially these nerds, although I do need to check whether they're suitable for vegetarians, and if they're not, my heart's gonna break, but my missus will be happy if they're not. So, and also I did notice these little fellas that are in there. So we've got a couple of the Pocket Pop keychains from Fortnite. Now, Fortnite is a game I don't play, a franchise that I'm not into in the slightest. But again, the great thing about collecting pops is not everything's going to be for you, but you probably know someone who does like it. And I know a fellow co-host of the podcast that is a big Fortnite player, and I'm sure he wouldn't mind having these sat on his shelf in the back of the studio when he's actually recording. And also, speaking of that, I've just noticed this in here, and this is quality. I've never seen these before. A Pinmate. So this one is, in fact, I'll try and get close to the camera. This is Drax from Guardians. Now, I do love Marvel, and I do like Drax a lot, but looking at that, I think that may well end up going to my friend's son as well, because I think he'll absolutely love that. And last but by no means least, in the non-pop things, bless him, a keychain branded for DDB Pops and a fridge magnet for DDB Pops. Do have a friend who collects fridge magnets, so that's going that way. I will link DB Pops' Facebook group in the chat. As I say, for me, I absolutely love it there. It's one of my two favourite Facebook groups to kind of hang out in and chat with collectors. So I'd heartily recommend anyone who's watching this, if you want to speak to other people into raffles and can potentially do trades, that's the place to go to. So let's have a look and see what pops I got from my mystery box. So let's get this one first. Excellent packaging, by the way. Bubble wrapped inside the box with protective around it. Again, stuff you sort of look for when you're buying from a collector, or if you're doing one of these raffles, you want to be confident that you're kind of getting your money's worth, but they're actually taking care of the stuff that they're sending out. So I had a little sneaky peek. Sometimes you can't help it, especially when you're fighting a well-wrapped fig. And as I say, a little bit of a sneaky peek, and unfortunately for me, it is a duplicate. But there's a good reason why it's a duplicate, because it's one I really wanted. So again, got it from the FunCon event. So it's the Movies Mascot. The nice thing about this, again, give me a chance to show this one out of the box. So let's have a little look at the bag. There is Movies Mascot from the creative mind of Kevin Smith, and the creative and satirical mind of Kevin Smith. Now, I'm really glad to have been able to get him out of the box, because I must admit, I didn't notice this when I did I think it was the FunCon unboxing, is the fact that he's giving the thumbs up on the point, like Buddy Christ, another one of the mascots within Kevin Smith's universe. Currently, TPD showing this at £15. Again, I think for some of the convention pops, they tend to maybe hold that sort of area, and then when they get into the retailers that stock it, you can see that price kind of plummet. You can see it rise if it sells out quickly. I believe this one is exclusive to EMP, but 2 of them in the collection now, so I think I will wave goodbye to one of them at some point to look to try and get a pop in the collection that I don't have. But yeah, excellent pop, great stuff by Funko and I guess earlier in the episode I showed the Tyler Durden from Fight Club, but it's nice to know that they actually take good care of franchises that are not as popular, not as well known, not as loved, but clearly the people who create them have a whole lot of love for them as well. So 2 more pops to go. Left or right, left or right. Let's go right. Look at this. Learned off the last one. No sneaky peeking. Right. I think that's the front, and I think that this will be the right way up. Mr. Peanuts. So, not a line I collect, and I know the ad icons is a particularly popular line, but let's have a little look at Mr. Peanut out of the box, and let's have a look at valuation, because I've got no idea for Mr. Peanut. Well, you can't argue with the naming of the pop, because he is Mr. Peanut, and he is a human-esque peanut. A giant human-esque peanut as well, and obviously quite a dapper fella out on town with his monocle, his walking stick and his top hat. As I say, the ad icon range is one that I see a lot of YouTubers getting really into, and I think that probably, like I've said about some of the movie ones, I think it probably tugs on the heartstrings, gets people very excited for stuff that they saw in their youth. But you know, they're well designed. You know, these advertising companies pick an icon for a good reason, and I must admit I'm much more impressed with him out of the box than I was in the box. Like when I first opened it, I just thought, okay, that's one straight for trade. And I must admit, the more I see the little fella go round rotating, the more tempted I am to keep him. Although the ad icon range is not a range I want to get into. It is extensive and expensive, shall we say? But and I mentioned little fella, he's massive. This is a giant peanut, and unfortunately, it's made me want to go and eat peanuts. But I guess that's the beauty of the ad icons. If it makes you want to eat the thing that it's actually trying to get you to eat, they've done their job well. So there we go, Mr. Peanuts. And the final pop from the mystery box is... Oh. Right. Is that the front? I think I might have got the front. Might have got it right. So we have... Wonder Woman from Wonder Woman 1984. Yeah, so this is Wonder Woman in her golden armor flying. So let's have a look at this up close and personal. The first impressions taken out of box is it's a weighty beast. The figure really does have some heft to it. I guess the armor, possibly the gigantic size of the head mixed with the helmet, but you know, it's quite a nice looking pop. A lot of detail, and I think actually having the wings on the back make it look quite cool. I will say, and it was the lowest value pop, and I think it was always going to be. It's currently TPD trending at £8. But as much as I like superheroes and I like DC comic book heroes, it was a movie that I think we're due to be talking about on the podcast in the not too distant future, but it was a movie that I don't have a whole lot of love for. So I think again, we talked about this as mystery boxes go. Sometimes you get something you love, sometimes you get something you don't. No issues with the pop itself. As I say, the pop is very good, very well made, very detailed, just not a franchise that I have any particular affinity to. So there we go. So looking at the TPD valuation at the moment, I think that's like £39 worth of pops. Of course, the sweets and a few gifts for some friends. And I say for £4, as it cost me, that's brilliant. Especially considering that we got the Alice in Wonderland pop along with it as well, which was the main prize and the big hit. Now, funnily enough, I will say that for all of these, obviously I've got a couple of duplicates here, and I'll probably put them up on some of the Facebook groups for trade or sale, because again, that's part of this collection process. Is sometimes, especially with mystery boxes, you get stuff you've already got, you get stuff you don't need. So in those cases, you recharge the collection by trading them out to someone who does want them, or sell them if someone wants them. Unfortunately for me, as I say, I'm not really big into getting into the ad icons, so I think the Mr. Peanut will go the same way, will be up for sale or trade. And as I mentioned, the Wonder Woman movie was not a movie I liked or had any affinity with. I do quite like superheroes, as we know. I like DC characters, but again, I think they'll all go up for trade or sale, but mainly because two of them are duplicates. It will happen if you're buying mysteries, and as I say, not such a mystery with the Alice in Wonderland pop. I knew I already had it, but it was just kind of a nice grouping of prizes, and it's something good for the show. So yeah, again, just want to say thanks, DB Pops, and again, point anyone to his Facebook group. I say fantastic to do business with, really top lad. Generally forget to do this at the end of each show, so I'm going to make a concerted effort to push this a little bit further. Please like, subscribe, share, and probably more importantly for me, leave some comments. What pops did you like? What pops didn't you like? Are you interested in collecting any of these? Just drop a comment in and I'll get back to you. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for watching, and just remember, you can join the Cult of Egg by liking and subscribing to this YouTube channel. We release regular content where we talk about all things geek, all things pop culture, and all things that we're interested in. You can also come along and join the discussion on Facebook groups and Renaissance Cast. And you can join us on our Twitch channel where Stu regularly streams games. And if you'd like to support us, then please follow the link for the Patreon. Thanks very much.